video requesting the permissions of OAuth for various different aspects that we need on for the Demandu application. We are requesting permission for these particular scopes, these three non-sensitive scopes, and these six restricted scopes or sensitive scopes. As you can see, we do not have any restrictive scopes over here. For sensitive scopes, we have six different ones: calendar, calendar.events, spreadsheets, spreadsheets.read-only, tasks, and tasks.read-only. For this, we will be demonstrating the entire process of integration with Google applications and how it will be going forward with the same. For this, firstly, we have to set up a chat flow. The chat flow that I have currently set up is as follows. Number one, whenever a user comes up, they will be first asked a welcome message. Then they will be asked their name, their email address, their phone number, and then selection of an appointment date. Lastly, when they have entered all of this information, they will be showcased a thanks for all the info with their name. Now that our chat flow has been set up, we have to go to third-party apps integration. There, we will integrate all the needing Google applications. For this video, I'll be demonstrating with four different integrations, that is Google Calendar, Google Contacts, Google Sheets, and Google Tasks. So let us get started with the integration. For each of these integrations, we first have to click on the connect button, followed by clicking on sign in. Once I click on sign in, I will be asked to choose which account I want to continue with on demandu.tech, which is the name of the application that we are asking permission for. Since I want to give access to this account, that is yuvraj1@reliance.com, I will click on it. Since Google has not verified this application so far, we can clearly see that message. I will click on advanced and continue to Demandu. Once I do so, I will be asked to sign in and allow demandu.tech, which is our target application, to access information such as my name and profile pic as well as email address. Additionally, we can see that we have access to the privacy policy as well as the terms of service of the same application ready and available over here. I will click on continue to continue on with the sign-in process. Since the application has not been verified yet, I will get a message over here which is okay because we are asking for it. Next, it will clearly state which permissions I am asking access for. I am asking the access to view calendar settings, to edit events, and to share and permanently delete calendars events. I will give access to all three of these, and to make read the message, make sure you trust Demandu, which I do, and then I will click on continue. Once I do so, I will have successfully logged in and given all the scopes that are needed by the Demandu application to work with this integration, which is the integration of Google Calendar. With this, the connection will have been successful. Now I will just simply configure the appointment summary. So let's do a Demandu appointment, and an appointment has been booked with Demandu from the website. I want to select the questions as well as the mapping of the parameters. So for the first, we have two parameters to map: the date and time and the email. So I will take the slot question, which will give me the date and time, and secondly, I will choose the email question, which will give me the email of the user. Once I'm satisfied with those, I will click on save. If there are any other meeting links, such as inclusion of a meeting that I want to add, I can add it over here. With this, my connection to Google Calendar will be complete. Next, I can go back to third-party apps integrations and go to another Google app, which is Google Contacts. I will click on connect, and it will be the same process all over again with me signing in with my target account, which is yuvraj1@reliance.com. Then me confirming that the app has not been verified, which will go away after the verification. I will click on continue because I'm signing back in. I will give it all the permissions that it needs, such as this one, see allowed scope and learn more, and app wants permissions for these three things. Click on continue. Demandu is also asking access to these services, which I can clearly see and read about over here. Once I do so, I will click on continue, and now Google Contacts will have successfully been integrated with the Demandu application. I will have to do the same as I did for over on Google Calendar. I will have to configure certain parameters, which is the name, email, and phone number. So I'll just configure all these. For the name, I want the question that, or the answer that the user gives to the question, please provide the name to be mapped to the name. Then for the email address, I want it, or the email question, And lastly, the phone number, I want the phone parameter. Once I click on save, the connection will have been successfully established. Now going back, Google Sheets, I will click and connect Google Sheets. Again, it's the same process all over again. Choosing the account with which we want to log into, then clicking on advanced and go to Demandu, clicking on continue, giving it all the permissions that it needs, including deleting specific Google Drive files, seeing the Google spreadsheets, and creating, editing, seeing, and deleting all Google spreadsheets. I will click on continue, and now Google Sheets will have successfully been integrated. For Google Sheets, I will have to enter certain information similar to how I did for Google Contacts and Google Calendar. Firstly, I have to give a title to my sheet. So let's give it a Demandu, and today's date is 3rd April. This is the name of the sheet. Next, I will select the questions that I want mapped. I will select the first subsheet as a default subsheet. Question, let's do email mapping to the name column. Next, let's do the phone number mapping to the phone number column. And lastly, phone number column. And lastly, let's do the phone to the phone number. And lastly, let's do the email question to the email columns. Once I click on save, the integration will have been saved and updated. Lastly, we have the Google tasks. So I will click on Google tasks, click on connect, follow the same procedure all over again. Click on sign in, go to yuvrajvan@reliance.com, advance, go to Google Demandu.tech, continue, and then give it all the permissions that it needs. Here now I can choose which task list I want to give the access or add the edit task to. So let's do it in the custom development task list. Then I want to choose the parameters which need to be mapped. I can map up to 3 things: the title and the notes and the due. So for this, let's just map 2 things. Number 1, the name will act as the title and the email will act as the notes. Once I click on save, the mapping will have been successfully completed. One additional key point is that I can always go forward and disconnect any of the following tasks or any of the following integrations from the platform as per my wish. As an example, I had just set up Google Tasks integration and I had disconnected it. The sign-in process for a repeat integration will be the same as before. However, this time, since I have provided the permission already for the needed scopes, I will not be asked to check the tick boxes once again. I will simply say that it wants access to 5 different services, which I have already given in the past. Click on continue once again and same process. So now that we have gone forward and integrated 4 main Google applications, that is Google Sheets, Google Tasks, Google Calendar, and Google Sheets, we can now go forward with the testing of the same. Let me quickly just set this up once again, selecting the name question as the title and the email question as part of the notes, and clicking on save. Once I do click save, the mapping will have been updated successfully. So now whenever a user comes up and answers the questions in this flow, after they complete the flow, then all 4 integrations will be hit and the information will be sent to the various Google applications. So let us now install this chatbot. I will install a landing page link, or let's do just a custom build script. I simply have to copy this and I have to add this into a HTML compiler. Let's see, W3 schools. I will go forward, click on run, and now the chatbot will run over here in this W3 schools window. It will appear on the bottom right. May I help you? I will click on it, and now it will ask me the flow that I had configured earlier. First of all, a welcome, then asking my name. So I'll provide my name, let's say This is my name. Next, it will ask for my email address. So let me enter a email address as well. Let's do a different one, or let's do this one. Lastly, it will ask me to provide my phone number. This phone number currently is by default the Indian phone number, but this phone number can also be changed as per the requirements of the user. So let me enter the phone number 62833. Once I enter this phone number, I will have to choose a slot for the appointment. Remember, I've integrated my own Google Calendar, so it will appear over there as well as the calendar of this account. So let's choose a date of 8th of April, and let's select the time to be 11:30 to 11:45 a.m. With this, all the information has been passed and the flow has been completed, and I get the end message, thanks for all the information, Shiva. Now, if I go forward and I close this, now I can go over one by one and start checking all the different Google integrations that we had made. Now, let's go to firstly Google Contacts. If I go over onto Google Contacts, a contact would have been made. This contact will have all the same information as has been entered into the chatbot. So it will appear over here in a couple of moments. Next, if I go to Google Calendar, you can see now on the 8th at 11:30 to 11:45 a.m. we have a meeting booked with Demandu and the same guest with the same email address. This is my email address, 5sing2610. Next, we can go on to another Google application. So we have seen Google Calendar. Next, we can go on to, let's say, Google Sheets. When we go on to Google Sheets, we will see a new spreadsheet has been created, which will be the same as we had named it, Demandu, and with today's date, that is 3rd April. Just we will allow it a moment to load. Demandu, 3rd April. I will open this, and it will have the same 3 columns, that is the name, email, and phone number that I had configured. I can also go on over to the last of my integrations, which is left, which is Google Tasks. If I go down and go over to Google Tasks, I can see inside the custom development task list, it has added the task that was needed. So in this manner, inside the email as well, name Shivam, the phone number that I had entered, as well as the email address, all are visible. So as such, we will be getting the information for all of the following integrations present. And this is how we are going to be using Demandu going forward for the purposes of connection and integration with the different Google applications. So in short, we are asking permissions for the following applications or the following scopes that we had highlighted. These are those scopes. We have added the justification, and we will be adding the demo video over here. Thank you.